So, how is your experiment going with learning to meditate, not having alcohol, and giving up caffeine all in one month?
I know. Well, so instead of doing dry July, I decided to go dry on coffee. I didn't give up alcohol in July, but I've given up alcohol in August. So I decided to give up coffee, and it's honestly been the best thing for me that I've ever done. I always found I was relying on coffee for energy, and I kind of had like a bit of a low level like anxiety, I guess. Like I was just constantly worried about things or stressed about things. So since giving up, it was obviously the first few days were a bit of a nightmare. I had a headache and I was really fatigued, but after probably the first week, I just felt like, I don't know, there was no anxiety there, I felt really calm. I'm still having like black tea and things, there is still some caffeine coming into me throughout the day. But I've just noticed that my digestive system's gotten better as well, and I think maybe just not being as stressed. I'm a bit more regular, and I think just the general overall stress that I was experiencing was just a lot to do with my caffeine intake. So I've actually done my DNA test through NatMed, and I found out I was homozygous in the NAT2 gene, which means I'm a bit slower at processing chemicals, such as like caffeine, tobacco and all of that. So I think coffee just wasn't my friend. And decaf is amazing, so I'm loving it. And then now I've given up alcohol and starting my meditation journey. So it's kind of everything's really come into one at the middle of the year. So I just feel like, I'm on a good path towards the end of the year. It's great.
Yeah, I've really noticed, so this last 18 months, I've really noticed my stress levels escalate.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that our patients are a lot more anxious with COVID and everything.
Totally.
And so one of the decisions that I made when everything started to get really unstable and we were going in and out of lockdown earlier this year, and just the amount of support needed for my staff as well. I was having to kind of build a bigger and bigger vessel to hold everybody in. And so I made a focused effort to reduce stress in my life. And when I did a little inventory of where my stresses were coming from, I too realised that I was really caffeine dependent. And through my experience actually of having chiropractic with Lana, and just they call it in chiropractic in training, where you entrain into the nervous system of the person that you're with.
Yeah.
I was in training into her nervous system and just felt how calm and relaxed her nervous system was. And I could feel my own nervous system. It was like she was a tuned instrument and my instrument was like,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so I thought, I want that for myself. Yeah. And so that's what initiated me enrolling into Lana's meditation course. And once I started meditating with her, I didn't actually decide I'm not going to drink coffee. I just didn't want to. I just didn't want that feeling. And same with alcohol. Now I have deviated. One day I forgot to meditate and I had caffeine. And that was the day that the meditation intro evening was on here last week. And I had a shocking day, and I saw Lana that night, and she said, we call that research.
Yeah, 100%. You just realise how you don't feel when you're doing all those things that you've made changes to, and how your nervous system is reacting to it.
Yeah. And the reality is that, we can't as individuals heal if our nervous system is wired and we're tired, and then we're trying to pump that cortisol to try to keep ourselves going.
Yeah, and we've just got so many external stresses, you know, in our life at the moment, in with COVID and lockdowns, and you know, so it's just nice to be able to have a bit more control.
Yeah, and regain that balance. And one of the things that I said to Lana is, you know, my whole world is in my mind, and so doesn't it make sense for me to have a mind that I'm happy living in?
Yeah.